Imagine a world just beyond the veil of our everyday lives. A realm where glittering wings flutter around forest glades and whispers of laughter echo through the air, so faint you might mistake them for the wind. This is the hidden domain of fairies, delicate, mysterious, and elusive beings, pulling back the curtain on the secret life of fairies. But be warned, the magic you're about to encounter will stay with you forever. If you've read folklore from across the world, you've likely stumbled across tales of fairies. From the mischievous pixies of England to the benevolent house spirits of Scandinavia, fairies are a universal phenomenon. Yet, despite their global presence, their true nature remains shrouded in mystery. Are they guardians of nature? Shape-shifting tricksters? Or ancient beings evolved to elude the gaze of mankind? Perhaps they are all of these things and more. To begin with, let's talk about where fairies live, their habitats. While we might think of them as forest dwellers, fairies have been said to inhabit just about every corner of the natural world. Deep within old-growth forests, their shimmering forms might weave between the branches of ancient oaks. In towering mountain peaks, they could be hiding among the mists, dancing across unfathomable glaciers under the moonlight. Even meadows, streams, and flower gardens aren't exempt from fairy magic. These miniature landscapes can serve as delicate fairy civilizations, bustling with activity invisible to the human eye. But fairies aren't confined to the wilderness. Some legends tell of fairies in human homes, offering unseen protection to kind-hearted families. Others speak of water fairies who dwell beneath lakes, rivers, or ocean waves, their cities made of coral and shell. And then there are the fairy rings, mysterious circles of mushrooms that appear as portals to their realm. Walk into one, it's said, and you might find yourself trapped in their magical world, unable to escape until your release is granted, if it's granted at all. Now let's take a peek at what their lives might look like in detail. What do fairies do all day? Contrary to the image of creatures endlessly fluttering about, fairies are said to be industrious, busy beings. Some folklore depicts them as caretakers of nature. They may guide the growth of plants, polish the petals of flowers, or ensure rivers flow smoothly. They might even help the seasons change, painting the leaves brilliant red and gold in autumn, or sprinkling frost over the land during winter's arrival. Other tales describe fairies as artisans of the magical realm, creating intricate works of art that would be impossible for human hands to replicate. Weapons for royal fairy warriors, elaborate gowns spun from moonbeams and starlight, these creations suggest an artistry far beyond human comprehension. Still, fairies are also deeply playful. They're said to love music and dance, holding lavish celebrations when the moon is at its fullest. Often described as gatherings of wild, boisterous joy, these fairy parties can last for hours or days. If a human is lucky enough to witness one, they might become enchanted, drawn into the revelry until they forget the passage of time altogether. But fairies are not without their complexities. Their relationships, both with one another and with humans, can vary greatly depending on the type of fairy you encounter. Among themselves, some fairies form courtly societies, governed by great fairy queens and kings who preside over their kind from palaces of crystal and light. Others travel alone, favoring solitude under the shade of an old willow tree. Yet, their interactions with humans are perhaps the most intriguing of all. Some fairies, like the benevolent brownies, are said to bring luck and blessings to households, helping out with chores in exchange for small gifts like honey or milk. Others might be mischievous pranksters, delighting in stealing shiny objects or making doors creak mysteriously during the night. But beware, there are tales of fairies who can be downright dangerous. Those who feel disrespected or encroached upon may enact their revenge through magical means. Lose yourself in their realm, and you could forget who you are entirely. Take their gold, and you might find it has turned to leaves by dawn. What motivates fairies, though? This question remains unanswered, and perhaps that's exactly as it should be. After all, fairies are creatures of mystery, operating outside the rules of human logic. But one thing is clear: they are tied intrinsically to the natural world. Perhaps their ultimate goal is maintaining the balance of life, preserving the magic that flows through the Earth's roots and streams. Even more fascinating is their symbolism within human culture. Fairies are often interpreted as manifestations of the unknown, embodying forces we cannot control, whether it be the unpredictability of nature or the complexities of human fate. We invented them as explanations for the strange quirks of life, why a crop failed mysteriously, or why footsteps echoed in an empty forest. They represent the enchantment still hidden in the ordinary, the possibility that the world is far greater and more magical than we can imagine. And perhaps this is why fairies endure in our stories today. They remind us that no matter how much we try to conquer or categorize, the world will always maintain a sense of wonder, impossibility, and freedom. Fairies reflect our yearning for magic, the pieces of us that wish for a glimpse of starlight on a darkened path, or the sound of unseen laughter among the trees. So the next time you pause in a quiet forest, or you see an unusual ring of mushrooms in a clearing, stop for a moment. Listen carefully. Maybe, just maybe, the fairies are still with us, invisible yet ever present, watching, waiting, and weaving their eternal magic upon the world. And who knows? Perhaps you'll hear the faint hum of their wings, or catch a subtle movement in the corner of your eye. Or maybe, if you're very lucky, you'll vanish quietly into their realm, never to return. Because after all, some secrets are meant to remain unsolved. Let us celebrate the fairies' quiet, magical existence. Some mysteries, perhaps, are better left untouched.